Previously in Ludo's story, we saw him pass the Yangyu Academy test, only for him to reveal he never wanted to join in the first place. The only one who believed him was Wang, and her dad managed to pull Ludo's file and discovered he failed the Awakening exam. Because of that, Ludo set off for the forbidden place called the Awakening of Death. That's where he gained the power of immortality. Every time he kills a monster, he earns more days added to his life. Right now, Ludo's age is 431 years, and he wants to gain a brand new ability. But before he can do that, he has to stack up even more years by killing more monsters. So where does he start? How does he do it? And what's the plan? We're about to find out. After Ludo decides to head to the Goblin Dungeon owned by the guild of his new friend Wang, he plans to go the next morning. But first, he asks her about the dungeon's cooldown and speed runs. She tells him there's no going back into the Goblin Dungeon anymore. She says it's a dungeon with zero value, because even if you break the record, you don't get anything. Ludo admits she's right. Last time he crushed the Orc Dungeon, he at least got a storage ring. Then he tells her, fine, let's look at the other dungeons. But she warns him they're all insanely difficult. Ludo asks, how difficult exactly? So she explains. The Dark Forest and the ant nests need huge groups, plus there are traps and maze-like paths everywhere. And on top of that, you've got powerful bosses inside. Ludo realizes, so I can't enter any dungeon alone right now. She says there is one option, the Kingdom of the Gork, but the problem is their army is full of elite-class soldiers. And they'll be higher level than you. Ludo asks, so what's the point I'm supposed to prove? She reminds him, did you hear what I said earlier? But Ludo tells her not to worry. He knows exactly what he's doing. Then he heads straight for Aradi Carmen, territory of the Gurk clan, expecting an easy mission. Beat the Gurk army, push through to the king's castle, and finish him in the end. Soon, the Gurk army charges him, and Ludo admits their stats really are high, just like Wang said, but he still manages to take down the first one. The immortality system flashes a warning. These monsters are way stronger than him, but it also says everyone he kills will reward him with 500 extra days of life. Ludo smirks and goes, that's exactly what I came for. Archers start targeting him from the top of the fortress, so he unleashes his 10,000 swords skill and wipes out an entire line of soldiers in one sweep. Each kill gives him 500 days and 1200 XP, pushing him up to level 19. Ludo thinks, if I can hit level 20 before the next exam, I might become number 1 in the entire province. He charges forward and smashes the castle gate, but inside he meets the Orc King's army commander, a machine-class brute with insane attack and defense. The commander orders his guards to kill the human intruder, then activates his special victory mode and starts firing blazing flames. Ludo answers with 10,000 swords again, but the commander tries to overwhelm him with a golden victory strike. Ludo holds his ground, lands a thunder blow, and finally takes him down. For defeating the Orc commander, he gains 5,000 extra days, then moves in to claim the commander's treasure. Inside, he finds the Gurk General Sword, the Victory Claw, and an elite bone taken from the boss's skull. He also gets something called the Incomplete Beast King emblem. Ludo says the sword is solid, but he still needs to raise his level. Then he wonders, what even is this Beast King emblem? And that's when a hidden quest triggers. To complete it, he has to hunt down special monster lords scattered across the map. Every time he defeats one, he collects a piece of the lost emblem, and if he gathers every piece, he'll obtain something called the Monster Lord Disc. Ludo immediately realizes this quest is insane. He says he'd need at least level 100 to pull it off, and all his gear would need to be legendary tier. So he decides to put it aside for now and maybe come back later. Meanwhile, Wang has been waiting for an hour, wondering what's taking him so long. When he finally comes out, she asks if he's okay. Ludo says he's fine, but he needs food, and he admits she was right. This dungeon is seriously brutal. He tells her he only cleared 8% of it. Wang freaks out and says she would never dare enter it alone like he just did. She tells him he's going to cause her trouble and she won't be able to sleep all night. When he asks why, she says she's the daughter of a national hero, someone everyone respects, and if people imagine his only daughter getting dragged into filthy mess like this, they'll look at her differently. Ludo tells her, but you really are strong. She snaps back that she doesn't need his pity. If she has to be strong, then she'll work for it until the very end. Then she asks him again, are you seriously not going to continue at Tiangu Academy? Ludo says from the start he was aiming for the Global Academy exam, and the time is almost here. Wang warns him his profession is too basic. They won't even let him enter through the exam gate. Ludo says, just watch me. I'm going to be first in the whole province. She answers, sure, I believe you. And Ludo promises, I'm not letting you down. Then Wang heads outside with him. Ludo asks, so where are we going now? She says, you said you're hungry, so we're going to grab something to eat. But suddenly, Mo shows up and stops her. He says, Wang, perfect timing. I'm glad I caught you today. She asks if he needs something, and Mo says yes. Uncle Fu told me to call you. Wang says she's heading to a restaurant right now, and Mo tells her he'll come later. But then he gets serious and says, Uncle Fu specifically ordered me. It's urgent, and you need to see him right away. Wang turns to Ludo and apologizes. She has to go meet Uncle Fu. Before Mo leaves, he looks at Ludo and goes, wait a second. Aren't you the guy who failed to change his class before? And you got the Awakening of Death ability in exchange for 50 years of your life, right? Your father was a poor mine worker who died in a suspicious accident, and you've got a younger sister from another mother named Lishu Shinja. Ludo snaps back. What do you want? Are you here to interrogate me today? Mo says, no, I'm here to remind you of your real place. Yeah, you passed the academy test and even came in first, but don't think that means you'll actually get what you want. And don't think everyone will forget the truth about your father, the simple mine worker. Nothing really changes. Ludo fires back. So if I'm not good enough for Wang, you'll be the lucky one next, huh? Mo smirks and says, look at how you're talking. I should teach you a lesson so you learn to speak respectfully to people above your class. The moment Mo moves to attack, people nearby start whispering, why are these two suddenly fighting? They're not allowed to cause trouble in the middle of the city. Ludo steps in and blocks him, warning, you could seriously hurt someone innocent. Mo laughs and says, that's the advantage of being from a secret family. No one can touch you in the end. Then Ludo sacrifices 10 years of his life to boost his power 100 times. So when Mo attacks again, Ludo uses the victory claw to stop the incoming strike. Right after that, Ludo counters with a thunder attack, and Mo blocks that too. Mo grins and says, looks like you want to turn this into a bloody battle. Fine, let's see who regrets it in the end. But with one clean sword slash, Ludo ends the entire duel instantly. He steps on Mo and says, this is the perfect way to talk to trash like you. Mo glares up at him and says, you have no idea what family I'm from. If you hurt me today, my people will never leave you alone. Ludo coldly answers, weren't you just trying to kill me? That gives me the right to defend myself. Then he uses the victory claw to cripple Mo's body on the spot permanently. Mo screams that he'll kill Ludo, swearing he's basically dead already. After that, Ludo backs away, thinking his family is definitely going to come after me. Not long after, Wang returns and says, where were you? I've been looking everywhere for you. Ludo replies, you came back because of Mo, right? She demands to know why he hurt Mo that badly. Ludo tells her the truth. After she left, Mo tried to kill him, and he insulted his father, the poor mine worker, so Ludo had to put him in his place. Wang looks confused and asks, but why would he attack you in the first place? I don't get any of this. Ludo explains that Mo mocked him for failing to change his class and said Ludo had no right to even speak to a secret family girl like her because he's the son of a poor man. Wang says, what does that have to do with anything? I don't even know him like that. Then she worries they'll come back for revenge. She asks what he'll do if they show up. Ludo says if they come, the city guards will step in to protect him. But Wang warns him their family has an expert at level 85. Then she tells him, come with me. She says they have to talk to her father. There's no other choice. They arrive at her father, Fu Sheng's place. After hearing everything, he says, this is a disaster, Wang. Even if I were a minister, I still couldn't help you. Ludo tells him not to worry, he'll accept the consequences of his actions. But Fu Sheng explains the real problem. Mo isn't just some random secret family kid. He's the heir to become the next clan leader, and Ludo injured him so badly he might never live normally again. Wang jumps in and says, but he started it. He attacked Ludo first. Her father sighs and says it doesn't matter who started it. Power always wins, and rushing this won't solve anything easily. Ludo agrees. Then Fusheng says, but I'm not finished speaking. The truth still matters, my son. Wei Yang asks, wait, does that mean you'll help him, Dad? Fusheng tells them he already contacted Mo's family. They said they'll drop the conflict under one condition. Ludo asks, what condition? Fusheng says, you must withstand a full assault from a level 60 professional and survive until the signal to stop.
Wang panics. Level 60? How is that any different from death? Ludo is only level 20. But Ludo says he accepts. Fusheng tells him, tomorrow at the city arena, show up in the morning to carry out the punishment order. You either succeed or you fail. There's no third option. Ludo thanks him, and the next morning he heads to the same place. Meanwhile, Mo snarls to his people, we have to get rid of him immediately. I can't stand seeing his face any longer. Mo's family members whisper that Ludo actually came. His nerves are unreal. Then Mo's uncle steps forward and says, so you dared to show yourself in front of me. I'm here to avenge my only nephew. Ludo reveals his stats and realizes this uncle is named Tianzu, a demon envoy class warrior at level 60, and the fight begins. Tianzu fires off a hellfire fireball and tells Ludo, if you die here, I hope you've paid for your past mistakes. That fireball is literally 5 meters wide. Ludo stares in shock and thinks, so this is the power of a level 60. It's beyond anything I can imagine. Wang panics and says her father isn't just going to crush Ludo, he's going to erase the entire battlefield. Her father tells her not to worry. The arena is reinforced with a barrier. It can't be destroyed. The real question is how Ludo is going to handle this. Tianzu drops his strongest attack, and Ludo doesn't move an inch. Everyone starts shouting, is he not even going to block it? Wei Yang screams for him to dodge and be careful, but the blast lands and swallows the whole area. Mo grins and says, yes, that's what I wanted from the start. Turn him into ash. Fusheng mutters, don't disappoint me, Ludo. I'm sure you survived that. And then Ludo appears completely unharmed. Tianzu's eyes go wide. Impossible! That attack should have destroyed you. Ludo calmly says, then our deal is done. I faced your strike fair and square, and we're finished. But Mo snaps, no way! He can't be allowed to live another second. Fusheng shuts him down. Watch your mouth, boy. The agreement was made under my supervision. Are we playing games here or what? Tianzu admits Ludo used a puppet shield to block the attack. Mo yells, Uncle, don't let him walk away that easily. I'm not accepting this joke. But Tianzu tells him the deal is settled. Ludo endured the assault, so it's over. Mo still follows him, raging that he won't let this go. Wang asks Ludo, where did you even get that puppet shield? Even the treasures of the great families can't block a hit like that. Ludo explains that yesterday he went to the Awakening of Death and gained the Death Puppet skill. It can block any powerful attack, no matter how strong it is, but the price was giving up 500 days of his life. Fusheng tells Ludo, when I saw you so confident, I figured you had a plan and you wouldn't let me down. But he also warns him about messing with the Awakening of Death Zone. Wei Yang can't believe it and asks her dad if he actually buys that story. Fusheng says he's leaving now and tells Ludo to be careful. Ludo thanks him. Then he turns to Wei Yang and asks, so what now? Are we doing the fortified towers today? She says, if you think you can beat my speed record, then let's go. And that's when we learned Ludo went back to the Gurk Kingdom dungeon. This time, Wei Yang goes with him. She watches him easily wipe out the early monsters, and he heads straight for the final boss. The boss is level 30. Wei Yang warns him to be careful because the gap is huge, and she couldn't beat that boss before. The boss looks simple and ordinary, but it's nasty when it gets serious. So, can Ludo defeat the Orc King's final boss this time? Find out soon in part 4. That's it for now. See you next time.